I decided to check out this demo for a game called Expedition Zero, a survival horror and horror survival game from Enigmatic Machines, and being published by Tiny Bill, who I only know from Pathologic 2, but that's what initially piqued my interest, mashing together concepts seen in games like Cryostasis, Stalker, and Chernobylite. This game puts you in the mechanical suit of a Soviet engineer and sole survivor of a scientific expedition into Siberia after a catastrophic meteor strike, one that caused strange creatures to appear, the dead to rise, and other anomalies. In order to make it through, you have to mind your temperature, your suit's power levels, your weapons, and scrounge around for old mechanical junk to convert into tech upgrades. That last part is going to take up a majority of your time, and honestly, I'm not mad at it. Setting a game in a Soviet dystopia is like a concept that I don't know if I can get bored of. I don't think it's possible. It's like, even when it's bad, it's kind of good. And there's a lot of promise in what Expedition Zero plays around with here. I like scavenging and inventory management being so important, and the threat of combat being more abundant than actual combat. I could easily see myself being engrossed in this kind of gameplay loop, moving from camp to ruin to shack, collecting circuit boards, keeping an eye out for monsters that you can often only catch glimpses of in flashes of lightning, stumbling around a pitch black forest with a dinky headlight and trying to not freeze to death. You also fill out a handy map as you explore and find notes hinting at the game's backstory. The devs certainly understand how to make use of the environment and make it feel threatening and creepy, on top of the stress that the survival elements can bring.
Duh. Get the fuck out of here. Does it like the light? Does it not like the light? I don't know. I need the light.
Hearing I don't know what they are, the jumpy tentacle guys hopping around from tree to tree is really anxiety inducing. I'm curious if the way they are currently implemented is how they're gonna behave in the full game, because they are creepy, but they are also kind of dumb and easy to evade because they won't follow you indoors. Also, you can shoot them and they appear to take damage, but I don't think you can actually kill them, or if you can, it seems like it would take far too long to even bother with it.
Oh, jumpy bastard. I think he's finally gone. At least I don't hear him anymore.
There is work to be done on this game, I would say. If you think of it as a pie in the oven, it's still very gelatinous. Pretty much as soon as you hit new game, you're watching vegetation grow. There's a lot of work that could be done to iron out basic game feel, because there can be some intense input lag, which I felt immediately in the first 2 minutes of gameplay, when you have to sneak past some guard towers. Alternating from standing to crouching to sprinting was not very responsive, and sometimes I swear I'd just get stuck on some mystery bit of the environment and get shot.
Please crouch. This time. Fuck! Okay, yeah, that was my fault. That's my fault. I'm just not good at the game. That's what's going on there. But it's okay, because...
I'm also not a fan of how, in order to interact with anything, you hold down the interact button, and there's like a tiny loading wheel. I don't get why you wouldn't just want a thing to happen with a quick press. Even in the UI, which you'll spend a lot of time in, there are tons of ways the process of organizing and breaking down supplies could be streamlined. Things like a take all button, or just a button to throw an item to the first available slot so you don't have to drag it. I do feel like I was being overly critical for much of this game while trying it out, but because I'm excited about what it could be and I want it to be good, there's a lot that could work, that's almost working, almost hooking me. It's another one of those demos where I can tell what games may be informing it, but it's still really just taking shape right now. It's definitely got the atmosphere though. It feels lonely and tense and a little sad. That's what it's gotta be. There's this whole part in a church where there's a bunch of ghosts hanging out and you have to put all these fallen paintings back on the wall. And I don't know, it was a weirdly powerful scene to walk in on. I don't have the strongest sense of what's going on in the plot, and the demo seems to take place at a random spot inside it where you're tasked to track down some artifacts by a faceless traitor.
Something has been going up in the Motley Forest. You know that place?
You know Sidorovich?
Everyone's got a real nice voice actor so far. I don't know how narrative heavy a game it will be, or if it's going to focus more on and expand the survival elements. I don't know much of anything about what its intentions are. But I'm very intrigued to see where it winds up, and we'll be keeping an eye on it.
Listen to that idiot jumping around out there. I got the plastics, I got the metal, I'm in... But why?
You're never alone. They're tracking